Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Siddharth Desai, and I am the Sergeant at Arms of VVC Toastmasters. Technically, if you look up the meaning of Sergeant at Arms, it says that he or she is a person responsible for the security and order of a particular organization. At Toastmasters, we need not concern ourselves about security, but when it comes to order, it has its own advantages. Basically, I just maintain the decorum of the meeting and I lay down some basic guidelines which are quite important at Toastmasters, and that's pretty much it. And after throughout the meeting, I'll be, of course, interacting with the audience, not directly on the stage, but I'll be there, present in the auditorium, and knowing if you're facing any problems or not. Now, coming to the three guidelines of the meeting. Any Toastmasters meeting, perhaps, it has three guidelines. When it comes to offline meetings, it's easy. It's the first one being no speaking about sex, politics, or religion, because they are quite controversial and we don't speak about them directly, especially. But if in case we're planning to include them, then we put it out in a way that's not hurting someone's sentiments, right? Second one, no roaming around here and there in the aisles or the auditorium where the meeting is taking place. And if in case you want something, if you want to use restroom or if you're facing any problem, perhaps you can just give me a gesture and I'll be there. Third one being, keep your phone switched off or on silent mode so that there will be no disturbances, and try to avoid crosstalks between yourselves when a person is speaking on the stage. These are when it comes to traditional offline meetings. But since we are in the new normal right now, that is the online phase, they have some different guidelines as well. First one, the same, no speaking about sex, politics, or religion. Again, the same reason. And if in case you want to put it out in a less hurtful way. Second one, here, this is where it gets interesting. uh, you know how we are facing problems. Everyone comes across this one question on online meetings: am I audible? Well, this is where this guideline comes in picture. You're supposed to mute yourself unless and until you're asked to speak or unless you're spoken to in the meeting. And the third guideline, it's pretty simple as well: keep your videos turned on to increase the interactivity level of the whole meeting in itself. That's pretty much it as three guidelines. And the fourth one, it's not exactly a guideline, it's a courtesy we give to the speaker. That's simple as well. Don't spam any random stuff in the chat because it may distract the speaker who's speaking on the screen. I mean, the message pops up and it gets really awkward and they might get distracted. So that is pretty much it. The three guidelines, offline or online meetings, that's pretty much my job and to maintain decorum. And now let me hand it over to the charming and the robust sorry, to the charming and robust president of our own club, Toastmaster Nimesh. Over to you, signing off.
All right, thank you, Siddharth, for that lovely introduction. Welcome, everyone. My name is Nimesh. I am the president of VBC Toastmasters Club, located at Vidyavartaka College of Engineering. I welcome you all to this first induction meeting from VBC Toastmasters Club. It's the very first time we are addressing all of you. Unfortunately, it's online, but yes, we will meet you soon offline. Well, few of you here are aware of Toastmasters organization. Few of you have attended Toastmasters meetings, but there are, the rest of them who aren't aware of the Toastmasters organization. So let me just brief you about this wonderful organization, what this organization does, and what we do in BBC Toastmasters. So, Toastmasters International is a non-profit international educational organization that teaches public speaking and communication skills. So, everyone who is part of this organization, their main aim is to improvise at public speaking and become better leaders. So, there's a very short history of Toastmasters, and it's very beautiful. In fact, quite inspiring. So long ago, I think way back in 1905, there was a gentleman by name Ralph C. Smedley. He was working as the director of education at YMCA in Illinois, United States of America. So when he was working there, he saw that the young men in the society needed to develop certain skills, such as public speaking skills, organizing meetings, planning programs, and many more. He then thought that these skills ought to be taught in a social environment where people are present. and that's how they can break this thick fear in them. That is how Toastmasters concept is introduced to the entire world. Toastmaster is a very simple term. It's a term that is used for anyone who raises a toast, and a toast is a very short speech that's given at a wedding, family dinner, and many other important occasions. So that's the gist of the history of Toastmasters. Now, coming to the TM meetings, there's a lot of things that goes on in the TM meetings. The structure is different, and the whole the agenda of the TM meetings are completely different than any other normal business meeting. In a TM meeting, there are various sections which will be introduced in this meeting in the future minutes. And yes, there's a small note that I'd like to give to everyone here. If you have any queries about Toastmasters, about anything that goes on within this meeting, please put it out in the comment section so that we'll be able to answer that. And yes, I really hope you all have fun and at the same time learn something from this meeting. Without any further ado, let me hand over the screen to one person who will talk about the importance and significance of public speaking and why it is very significant, especially in these days. So let me hand over the screen to Toastmaster Shika, who is the Vice President membership of our club. Toastmaster Shika, the screen is all yours.
All must have heard the word communication a lot. Like, since probably when you were a kid, you've been hearing like you should communicate with your friends, with your family. But do you really know what the word communication means? Communication is derived from a Latin word called communism, which means commonness. Because commonness of understanding is something which is really necessary, and that is the foundation of any sort of communication. You might not notice, you might have this stereotype that communication is just speaking, coming up, and talking to people. No, even right now, when you're looking at me, even if it's through a screen, your eyes are communicating, my face is communicating to you, your body language, your voice, everything is a form of communication. And here at Toastmasters, we're all here to improve all the small bits which improves our communication and makes it better for us to put our points across. In Toastmasters, we have a special section dedicated for all of this. It's called Table Topics. You might most commonly know it as pick and speak, where a topic is given to you and you speak your heart out. Simple, right? I'd really encourage all of you to come up on the stage and give Table Topics a try, because I feel each and every one of you here should experience the thrill of the stage. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And during the meeting, you'll get to know a lot more about Toastmasters. And of course, as mentioned by the president, any question, any queries, put it in the comment section. And to introduce the further proceedings of the meeting, I would like to call someone the TMOD, that is the Toastmaster of the day. In layman term, it is the moderator of the meeting, who will be filling in all the gaps of the meeting and be here to entertain you. I'll hand over the screen to the TMOD, Toastmaster Vidisha.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Vidisha and I am the Toastmaster of today. Basically, I am the moderator for the meeting. So now, it's my privilege and my pleasure to welcome you all to this VVC Toastmasters Club. So for the benefit of the guests, I'd like to explain the structure of the meeting. So the meetings are divided into 3 rounds. The first is the prepared speech round, wherein members give their speeches, basically deliver their speeches based on their path and the thing they've chosen. Next is the table topic session, wherein members take up topics and they speak, think and speak, much more easier that way. Basically, it's an impromptu speech, and guests are welcome to participate in this round as well. Next is the evaluation. That is the third and the final round, wherein many aspects of the meeting and the prepared speeches are evaluated. So yes, this is evaluated by the general evaluator and his or her team. So before we can start off with the first round, that is the prepared speeches round, I'd like to introduce the timer for today's meeting. That is Toastmaster Nikhil, Toastmaster Nikhil, the screen is all yours.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Nikhil Mishra and I am the timer for today's meeting. Now, there are two most powerful warriors. Number one being time, and the number second being patience. And I'm here to track down the first one. As a timer, my role is to remind and note down all the speakers of how much time they spent on their speech. So, for the prepared speech section, the time allotted is 3 to 4 minutes. So I'll track down a green flag at the end of 3 minutes where the speaker can continue speaking. At the end of 3 minutes and 30 seconds, I'll track down a yellow card when the speaker should be aware of that the time is running up. And at the end of 4 minutes, I'll track down a red card where the time allotted is finished. Now for the evaluation section, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. I'll track down a green card at the end of 2 minutes where the speaker can continue speaking. At the end of 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'll track down a yellow card where the speaker should be aware of their time that it's running up. And at the end of 3 minutes, I'll track down a red card where the allotted time is finished. Now for the table topic speakers, the allotted time is 1 to 2 minutes. Now for each speaker, they will be given a buffer time of 30 seconds to prepare before the speech. I'll track down a green card at the end of 1 minute where the speaker can continue speaking. At the end of 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'll track down a yellow card when the speaker should be aware of their time that it's running up. And at the end of 2 minutes, I'll track down the red card where the allotted time is finished. That was all from my side. I'll submit my report at the end of the meeting to the general evaluator. Over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vidisha. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that report or the initiation about how timer role works. Now, for the first round, that is the prepared speakers round, we have Toastmaster Shikha giving her speech. Before I can hand over the screen to her, I would like to introduce or hand over the screen to her evaluator, that is Toastmaster Prajwal. Toastmaster Prajwal, the screen is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vidisha, for that introduction. And good afternoon to everyone viewing here, and a special good afternoon to my target speaker, Toastmaster Shikha. So you are giving your level 3 elective project, that is deliver social speeches in innovative planning path. So for the benefit of the viewers, what is a path? In Toastmasters, we have an education program called as Pathways. In Pathways, there are numerous paths which you can select, and in each path, there will be different levels and different projects allocated, which will help you through your public speaking journey. So for today's speech, that is Shikha's speech, the objective is Shikha should prepare a social speech, a well-structured and a well-prepared social speech, and deliver it here. With that, I would want to say all the best to Toastmaster Shikha and hand over the screen to Toastmaster Vidisha.
So Toastmaster Shikha, cheers to you, Toastmaster Shikha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vidisha. A lovely good afternoon to all of you present here, all my lovely Toastmasters and all the beautiful guests present here today. Let's take a little throwback to November 2019, when a random person decided to eat a bat in China. Rings a bell? Fast forward to December 2020. It's been a year now. We're all here. You're sitting right across the screen, looking at me speak here today. Aren't you glad? Do you not feel like going back? Do you want to go back? I don't think so. If anyone would have told me at the beginning of January 2020 that I will be attending zillions of online classes, online labs, you will be having online induction, online counseling, and worst part, 3 to 4 months sitting at home and not meeting your friends, But of course, your best friend in all these times was your laptop screen. If someone told me that, I would definitely call them crazy. But 2020 has been a crazy year, right? It was just like a roller coaster ride. We all dealt with the ups and the downs. But here we are, 2 days away from finishing this amazing ride. We've learned so much throughout the year. We have had some new experiences. And here you are, all geared up to start the new chapter of your life. Just take a moment and give a pat to yourself on your back. You deserve it because you have been brave. You have come out stronger than ever. I am definitely sure that when you grow older, you're going to tell your kids that I'm a warrior. I fought through the pandemic, and your pandemic stories are going to be more intriguing than the stories your grandma and your grandpa told you that I crossed the bridge and swam across the ocean and went to school. Your kids are going to enjoy these pandemic stories more, I bet you. But as we're nearing to 2021, this year has taught us a lot of life lessons. Some lessons that we're going to carry all throughout our life. This year has taught us one most common lesson that life is complicated and it's going to take a lot of unexpected turns. But we do not stop learning and growing. We learn how to adapt to the change and learn new ways on how to build connections. Did you ever think that you could just sit across the screen and make friends with people God knows where? But you are. You're making human connections through the screen. This is the new normal, and you have dealt with all of this. We are the generation who are going to die as a legend, not just like that. So let's raise a toast to ourselves, a toast to this crazy ride all of us have been on, and a toast to 2020. A great teacher and a great experience. Cheers to you. Over to the TM.
Wow, that was one toast that I am going to remember, and the toast that I'm definitely going to add with my pandemic stories that I'm going to tell the next upcoming generation. That was an amazing toast, right? So, yes, moving on to our next part of the meeting. My personal favorite, that is the table topics. So, yes, the table topics master for today's meeting is Toastmaster Ronak. So, Toastmaster Ronak, the screen is all yours.
Well, good afternoon everyone present here and good afternoon fellow Toastmasters. As you know, I'm the table topic master for the day. My job is quite simple. I give out a topic to speak on and let you speak on it. Well, this is the most fun part of any Toastmasters meeting. The rules are quite simple. You gotta take over the stage for 1 to 2 minutes and you'll have 30 seconds of buffer to think and 30 seconds of buffer at the end to conclude your speech. And why is table topic important? Well, it helps you think on your feet. You have to be dynamic. For example, we can take interview. So you have been facing an interview, and the interviewee asks you any question, and you'll have seconds to answer the question, and you have to be quick on your bit and make sure that you impress the hell out of him. And this is something which Toastmasters is going to improve you a lot in. Another thing, it also improves the fear of stage fright. Being confident can only be improved while facing more challenges ahead. And table topics is one such perfect thing which you can learn over the time. Well, to take an example of this, I have my 4 speakers today, and they're going to show you what exactly table topics is. Calling upon the first speaker for today, Toastmaster Sakleen, and his topic is the power of curiosity. The power of curiosity, Toastmaster Sakleen. Over to you.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you to Toastmaster Ronan for the topic. It's a really interesting topic. Can I have my buffered time to prepare? Yeah. So, hello everyone. I'm Toastmaster Sakhlain, and my topic is the power of curiosity. Curiosity, it's a really complex virtue, I feel. Can be strength and weakness. If you just look back, taking the typical example of Newton, apple fell on his head, and he got curious what might have caused it, and he went on discovering things, and that led to many discoveries and inventions, and also addition to our physics textbook. That's the sad part. And on the other side, I'll give you my very own example. uh, Back in the day when I was kid, in I think it was primary, I used to be home alone during summer holidays. uh, we didn't have any fancy gadgets back then to kill the time. So I would go into the kitchen and try new stuff. Like, what would happen if I mix this with this with this? And one day, my curiosity led to a slight accident. I ended up burning my hair. Yeah, that's really funny part. But well, this is not how it was. But it grew back recently. I trimmed my hair though. Uh, I remember one more quote from a movie. Curiosity is the spark that leads to new ideas and inventions. I'm glad that spark didn't lead to burning down my kitchen. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster Ronan.
Well, thank you, Toastmaster Sakrin. That was a very curious story, which I've heard it, and yeah, I can your hair is all right now. Okay, moving on to our second speaker for the day, Toastmaster Ishika. Your topic is a Potterhead. A Potterhead, Toastmaster Ishika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ronak. A very interesting topic. They say books are uniquely portable magic. I've heard this quote quite a few times in my life, but this quote became a living, the breathing entity the moment I read the first chapter of Harry Potter, The Boy Who Lived. Yes, I'm talking about the boy with the lightning scar on his forehead. Yes, this is to dear Harry James Potter. Dear Harry Potter, you introduced me to the world of magic, muggles, and wizards, where even the tears of Phoenix turns into smiles. I've lived your story with you for 7 years. It has its ups and downs. It was never perfect. But the thing about life is it's never perfect too. When Hagrid barged into your aunt's house with a letter of Hogwarts, the day you found out that you're the most promising wizards of all times, the 10-year-old me had tears. I wished for the Hogwarts letter on my 11th birthday too. But no doubt I didn't get it because it's not true. But my dad got me a second book of Harry Potter, which was okay. The 9 3 by 4, the Ron, Hermione, and Harry trio, the Malfoy fights, the spell, the Alamora, the Adava Kedavra, the 10 points to Gryffindor, the emotional moments with the Snape. I carry all these memories with me. They are etched in my heart till date, and I will choose to love you for the rest of my life. The one thing I learned from Harry Potter is laugh often. Life is not meant to be always taken seriously. Bringing joy to other people will likely bring it to you as well. So, guys, if you haven't watched Harry Potter or haven't read Harry Potter, please, please, please go and watch it today. That's it. Over to the TTM.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ishika. That was indeed an amazing journey you had with Harry Potter, and I'm glad we got to hear how it helped you and motivated you and kept you all this while. Well, you heard her. All the Potterheads out there, go binge watch those Harry Potter again and have fun. Moving on to our next speaker for today, that is Toastmaster Siddharth. And Toastmaster Siddharth, your topic is pros of being a gamer. Pros of being a gamer, Toastmaster Siddharth.
Thank you for that, Table Topics Master. Pros of being a gamer, huh? I don't think I'm gonna take any buffer time for this. Let me start with how gaming has helped me out in my own very own way of living. First of all, leadership qualities. As a gamer, especially the kind of games I play, first person shooter most of the times, but the games that I play, CSGO, Valorant, most of the times I'm the IGL, I'm the in game leader. And when it comes to leading and asking my fellow comrades to do this or do that, be it throwing smokes at someone or be it targeting a shock dart at one particular angle, no matter what it is, I'm there, I'm backing my team out everywhere. And when it comes to action, I don't miss out on any because I don't know how gaming does this, but it's just imposed that one quality of leadership in me, and it's been helping me quite out really well. Second one, the factor of not giving up at all. I don't know how gaming does this though. I mean, of course, it's frustrating when you keep losing to the same enemy, and then you learn some stuff out of him or his weakness. No matter what it is, you learn this gradually as you're gaming, right? I mean, especially when you're playing competitive matches as a gamer, you're there, you just peek someone, you're dead, one shot, gone. But then again, when you come to improvising your aiming and when you come to hold some angles, you improvise and you have develop this I'm not gonna give up this soon attitude. Third one, this is quite ironical, but the modern games tend to educate us in the history of our own world, you know. For example, let's take Battlefield 5. It's a game about World War II, and it covers so many incidents that even I personally didn't know about World War II itself. For example, some invasions in Normandy, how the British Tigers survived a US flank, US tank flank. It's all really fun. And then next one, it helps. Personally, it's helped me cope with mental and physical pain, both in its own different way. I've seen tough times when it comes to suffering physical and mental pain. When I was back in eighth grade, I met with a small accident, and back then the only game I used to play was Condition Zero. I mean, not Condition Zero, Global Offensive, Counter Strike. And as soon as I started playing, I used to forget that I have a small fracture in my jaw or I've got 7 stitches on my chin. No matter what it was, it helped me concentrate I mean, distract my focus to something else, and that helps a lot. The next one being better brain functioning. I'm pretty sure everyone present here would agree with me that brain functioning when it comes to gaming, both the sides of your brains, that's the left side and the right side, is active, and that's how you get to deal with stuff. You know, your presence of mind increases, your decision making skills increase, and all in all, your brain functioning it increases as well. You're more alert. You're more what to say. You're more present there in that particular situation. And the last one, how it has helped me is as a stress reductant factor. These days, man, it's really difficult to cope with stress. But as long as I have my games in my gaming rig, it's all good to go. No matter if it's assignments or even if I've got some exams due, I mean exams tomorrow, I'll still sit in game for a while. And when I've got all the stress released, I'll go and study for a while. Maybe we'll never know now, shall we? But in the end, all I can say is a gamer never, he never gives up or he never dies. He just comes up, he levels up, and he respawns. That's all I can say. Over to you to a Table Topics Master. Thank you for the wonderful topic. Bye bye.
Well, thank you so much for that. I had so many thoughts in my mind, and this is one thing which I'm pretty sure a whole lot of you can relate being a gamer and its advantages, and fighting or just arguing with your parents, how important and what game life can do to you. And this is amazing. You just compacted your whole importantness and what it means to you in a very short amount of time. So thank you to Toastmasters for that. That was an amazing speech. Moving on to our last table topic speaker, that is Toastmaster Naveed. And Toastmaster Naveed, your topic for the day is What if you are a teacher for a day? What if you are a teacher for a day? Toastmaster Naveed, the screen is all yours.
Being doctor, engineer, scientist, counselor, and whatnot. You are building the future of nation. You are the responsibility of whole nation on your shoulders. What if I am a teacher for a day? So for me, becoming a teacher for a day would be a lot more than just teaching. What if I am a teacher for a day? I would try to think like the ones I am teaching so that I can understand them and they can understand me. The vibe should be same. There should be no barriers between my students and me. And this process won't only be about them learning from me, but also I learning from them. Everyone is a learner from the time of birth to the time of death. And this learning is what makes us grow. At every moment of life, we meet people, and each one of them has something to offer. So you don't need a qualification to become a teacher. All you need is a good deeds and knowledge that you can pass to the people, to the others, and help the society to grow in a positive way. This creates a virtuous cycle of teaching and learning and helps in creating a better tomorrow. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Ronan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Naveed. That was quite interesting and very much relatable. Okay, so we are now at the end of the session, but before I conclude and hand over the stage to Toastmaster Vidisha, I would like to tell you why I joined Toastmasters and why table topic is one of the most amazing session throughout the whole meeting. You remember all the topics I gave my fellow Toastmasters? It was curiosity, being pot ahead, pros of being a gamer, and being a teacher. Well, all these topics took me back to the time when I was in your place amongst the crowd, and it was our seniors and super seniors who were there conducting the talk on what Toastmaster is and walking through the whole journey as we are doing it right now. And yeah, I can tell this for a fact that Table Topics has brought out the best in me because we have learned a lot from the seniors and it has improved our confidence significantly. Table Topics is gonna teach you a lot of things and it's not only effective for your official purposes, you can have a lot of fun with it. For example, you can build your connection talking to a stranger, and what you need is quick thinking, a nice humor, and properly structuring your speech. Wasn't it fun? So, we'll have more about this when we catch you on live with us in the future. Thank you for this opportunity again, and I hand over the stage back to Toastmaster Vidisha. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ronak. So that definitely was one fun round. At least for me, it was. So yes, coming down to the final session of today's meeting, that is the evaluation round. So for that, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Prajwal, who is the evaluator for Toastmaster Shikha. So Toastmaster Prajwal, the screen is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vidisha. Don't you all agree that Toastmaster Shika gave an amazing toast and the most relevant topic which we can relate to right now in 2020, the hardship which we faced and how we are going across to 2021, right? So let me just break down her speech a little bit and tell you how it went. So she started her speech with a tinge of humor. So kudos to that, Toastmaster Shika. You grab the attention of the audience. When you include humor, it makes the speech more interesting and it makes the speech more attractive to the audience. Then you took a topic which is relevant and which is currently in everyone's mind. That is, 2020 is ending and hoping 2021 is a very good year for us. So then you included one of the topics, that is grandma and grandpa. So what the stories they told, it's always common, or it's mostly common with everyone's life. That is, we used to walk for kilometers to go to schools or colleges. You included that part, which makes it more relatable to everyone present here. With all that, you could have made your toast a little bit more better with one improvement or one suggestion from my end. That is, you gave a toast and you had many parts in it. So my recommendation would be, just take one major part, focus on it, and if possible, give your view and your experience in that part, so that everyone can understand why you are giving a toast in that aspect, and then concluded with a message, which you did. You gave a message and you told everyone to pat their backs for getting through this. And you told that we would be telling a story about this pandemic to our kids. For sure, we would be doing that. With all that said, it was a very amazing toast. And I would like to hand over the stage back to our president, that is Toastmaster Nimesh.
All right. So that was the entire flow of the Toastmasters meeting. Thank you everyone for displaying, how a Toastmaster meeting runs. Now, we have a lot of questions in the chat box, asking the first question is, what is Toastmasters? Okay, so there might be a little confusion. Maybe a few of you didn't join on time. So let me just brief you again what Toastmasters is and what BBC Toastmasters Club is. So Toastmasters International is an international organization that teaches public speaking and communication skills. So that is what this organization is. It was founded way back in 1924. Okay. And coming to BBC Toastmasters Club, BBC Toastmaster Club is, of course, a student club at Vidyavartaka College of Engineering. Here we provide a platform for the students to, hone their communication skills, improvise their speaking skills, and all that. So that is what we do at BBC Toastmasters Club. So each and every person is given an opportunity to go on stage, give speeches, break that thick ice of, the thick fear of public speaking, and improve their speaking skills. And I have another question, that is, do you have a YouTube channel? Yes, we do have a YouTube channel. You can just search for BBC Toastmasters in YouTube and you'll get our YouTube channel. We post every video of our members speaking. So you can go ahead and check it out. And there's another question, are all TMs students? Yes, so BBC Toastmasters are all students. So it is a student-run club. It's a club in our college, which is mainly composed of students. There's another question. Can I improve my English and speaking skills if I join Toastmasters group? Definitely, yes. If you really want to improve your communication skills, English grammar, whatever it is, please do join Toastmasters Club. There's a process for you to join Toastmaster Club, but you are always welcome to attend our meetings. Our meetings you can attend anytime. So we have our meetings every Friday at 5:30 p.m. The link will be shared to the ones who request on Instagram, or if you can get in contact with one of the officers, they'll also share the link with you, and you can attend the meetings of our club. As of now, we are running online meetings because of the COVID-19 situation, but usually we run the meetings offline. And how to contact Toastmasters? Yes, so the main point of contact for our club is the Vice President Membership Officer. Her name is Shika Yadav. Shika Yadav will give her contact details in the chat box in few minutes. You can contact Shika Yadav. If not, you can always reach out to us on our social media pages. We are there on Instagram, we are there on Facebook, we are there on Twitter. You can also email us, BBC Toastmasters at bbc.ac.in. You can email us there. And yes, how many times do we conduct a meeting in a month? So we conduct every Friday, every week Friday at 5:30 p.m. So that's 3 to 4 meetings in a month. And there's another question: how to join Toastmasters? Okay, so the first step in joining our club is that first you attend our meetings, get to know the what we do in our clubs. Now, in this meeting, you saw that a lot of people came on screen and they spoke, right? One section was known as impromptu section, the other one was known as prepared speech. So you need to know all of these. So my first suggestion is that you attend our meetings regularly. And from there on, you will definitely, if you are regularly attending and if you're really interested, yes, you'll become the member of ABC Toastmasters. And I think question. Okay. How do you really give a toast at an event? Why exactly do you raise a toast? Okay. How exactly do you give a toast? All right. So, like I said in the beginning, a toast is a very small speech. It's something that you tell impromptu. Maybe you are cherishing a moment, or maybe you are celebrating something. For an example, if you are at a wedding and you want to raise a toast to your to your brother who's getting married, or to your sister who's getting married, you just stand up in front of everybody and you raise a toast. You say something good about that person, and something that's connecting with the people around you. So that's what a toast is. And why it is important? Well, like I said, communication is very important, right? And if you raise a toast, and it shows that you have memories of other people, and you want to share something with other people. So that is why you raise a toast. And should we only speak in English or any other language? Okay. In our club, in our meetings, yes, we communicate only in English. English is our medium of communication. So if you are attending our meetings, yes, we expect that you communicate in English. If not, that's all right. We are all here to learn. So please attend our meetings, and you can definitely learn a lot. Is there any fee to join Toastmasters? Yes. So initially, there is a fee that you will have to pay to join our club. The process is a little different. Like I said in the beginning, if you want to know more about this, then definitely you can contact one of the officers, vice president membership preferably. She'll explain you the further details. And are there any other questions? All right, that's pretty much it. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of this Toastmasters meeting, the induction meeting for our freshman year students. It was really nice having you all. I'm really glad that I answered a lot of questions. I hope I've clarified your doubts. And yes, I hope to see you all very soon in our meetings. And yes, don't forget to go and check our page on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, also YouTube. You can get in contact with us there. Have a good time. See you all.